Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, wherever you are, however you might be watching slash listening. Thank you for making this part of your day. I'm Justin,
I'm Alexander.
and we're the Hockey Podcast you're about to hear. And Alexander, do you think if a store sold only stationary bikes, would they be considered a paper store?
Um,
Because
no,
they're selling stationery, so you
yeah. What do you call a podcaster with two hands covering his ears?
know. Disgruntled?
What?
Eh? Sorry, was that joke a little flat?
Yeah,
Too tired?
flat,
Mm-hmm.
flatter than normal.
I guess that won't get us anywhere anyway, will
Ah,
it?
dear God, how do
ah,
these things keep getting worse?
Mhm. But we're thinking better, but but agree to disagree on that. So, anyways, where
Well,
shall
I'm going to
we
try and get it.
start on that note?
Let's get back on track here. All right, now, if we are to catch everybody up, the regular season is over. It ended last night. The playoffs are about to begin tomorrow. They gave us one stinking day
Whoa.
of transition, which honestly I'm not too sad about because I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Hmm.
I've been ready for a while. I've been
Oh
ready for about 4 weeks, I would say.
yeah.
I feel like if this all could have started a month ago, shorten the regular season,
Oh yeah, that'd been
playoffs
perfect.
off better, get them done in the middle of May as opposed to the middle of freaking June,
Yeah.
that'd be fantastic. But
Agreed. Agreed.
seeing as they did not ask me again for this year for my opinion,
I know.
what are we going to do?
Those bums. Someday, probably. But
So
excuse me.
let's get it. And what we do, folks, is when we get to the end of the regular season, we go back to our first episode. And if you want to go listen to that all again, now's your chance because we're going to talk about all the predictions and stuff we made, things we said, bold predictions, yada, 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 over under point totals for each team of where we thought they'd be versus what their betting odds were at the start of the season, see how we did, and then we'll go through and give a little preview and predictions for the upcoming playoffs.
Yes, yes, sounds good.
All right.
And I'm sure all of
Well,
our predictions were 100% accurate and real, and great and good to go.
seeing as I don't get paid to do this for a living, it doesn't matter if I'm right or wrong. And actually,
Right?
if I was paid, it still wouldn't matter.
Yeah, very true. Very true. So,
All right.
where
So,
should we start? I figure you'll read out what their actual point total is, and I'll say how we did, and yeah, see how terrible this is.
see how we did. I think it's gonna be pretty terrible, but
Oh yeah,
let's
I agree.
let's get it, man. All right. So, start me in the Atlantic. Give me
Okay,
a team. I'll give you a point total.
Atlantic. They had Toronto on top at 106.5.
So they came in at 102.
Ah, so we both took the over on that. So we are boo to us. Look at us being all optimistic and stuff. Okay.
Bum.
Off to a hop and start. Boston,
Okay.
101.5.
They were 109.
Shoosh. Both of us took the under on that. So, again, great.
This is why I don't bet money on any of my predictions.
I know, right? All right. Florida, 99.5.
They ended up with 110.
Gee whiz. Yep. And you'll never guess under for that one as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we are 0 for 3. If we were in baseball, though, we could still have a chance to have a decent night.
Huh. Okay.
Tampa, 93.5.
Tampa,
Mm-hmm.
93.5, 98.
98. All right, you took the under on those fellers, and I took the over. So there's our first hit. Woo! Talk about a
Wow. Good thing we're not
little
playing
single.
Battleship.
Yeah. All right, next up we have Ottawa, 92.5.
78.
Oh, well, luckily we both took the under on that one. So we are making up some ground here. Ooh,
Okay.
until now. Buffalo, 92.5.
Buffalo did not have 92.5. They had
No.
84.
And we both optimistically took the over on those guys. So we're back down.
Uh,
Brr. All
this
right.
is not a good year.
No. Detroit, 85.5.
They were 91.
Ooh. Optimistic Alexander had the over. I took the under, so we are now even on the West or on the Atlantic. Then
Okay.
wrapping up in Montreal at 70.5.
They end up at 76.
76. All right. Well, then, sir, you took the over, so you win that category. Woo!
3-2.
Yeah.
Three out
Uh,
of eight to 2 out of 8. Oh,
yeah. That's
that's rough.
yeah.
That's rough.
But like I say, if this was baseball, batting 300, that's not too shabby. Not too shabby. But
Mm,
unfortunately, this is baseball. So yes, that means Florida won the Atlantic,
indeed,
and
they did.
we have the juicy Boston Toronto matchup again. But I'm sure we'll get into that a little bit later. Anything you want to say on the Atlantic before we
No,
boogie?
it was a interesting year in the Atlantic, but that was kind of like the whole playoff race, so it's kind of both. So we'll cover that in like an Eastern
Mm-hmm.
Conference review.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good. All right, for the Metro, you ready?
Okay,
Carolina, 109.5.
they end up at 111.
Alrighty. You took the under. I took the over. So we
Ooh,
should just stop the Metro and just move on to the other one now, I think. Right?
okay.
Yeah. New Jersey at 105.5.
Um,
Uh,
wow, they had
yeah.
81. 81.
Oh, and we both took the over.
They were 30 points shy of their
Shoo.
prediction,
Just a bit outside.
and we thought they'd be even higher than that.
Yeah. That's.
Get
Shoo.
goaltending, kids. It matters.
Yes, yes, it does. You don't think it's a big deal until you don't got it. All right. Next up, we have the Rangers, 103.5.
103.5. Ooh, they were 114.
Shoo. All right. Well, thankfully for us, we.
Major President's Trophy winner.
Luckily for us, we took the over, so we're all right on that one.
Oh, nice.
Alrighty, Pittsburgh at 97.5.
Ah, 88.
We both took the under. Oops.
No,
Okay.
that works for me.
Okay. Next up, we have the Islanders at 92.5.
The Islanders, with a win last night, got to now 94 on the season.
94. All right. They would. Because you took the over, and I took the under. Yeah, if they hadn't won that last game, I would have gotten it. Also, why we don't bet.
This is true.
Alrighty, Washington, 83.5. Ooh,
Washington made the playoffs at 91 points.
91. So we both took the under on those fellers, so no bueno there. Okay, Philly at 75.5.
Well, they definitely went over at
Uh-huh.
87.
87. Well, we both thought they would. Okay, and to wrap up, Columbus at 72.5.
They end up at 66.
66. Alrighty. So you took the over and I took the under. So there we go. So that's 4 for you and 5 for me if my quick math looks correct.
Yeah, quick maths.
Alrighty. Anything else on the Metro?
So what did we say about the Metro? We said the Metro was old, right?
Yeah.
Like that was our summation of that. And I think we saw that play out. This is kind of the Eastern Conference as a whole. Of you had Pittsburgh, Washington, Islanders, Detroit, all kind of in this mess, and the Flyers
Mm-hmm.
trying to get into these last playoff spots. And a lot of the teams did not play very well in games where they needed to play well. And I think it's just because you get to the end of
Yeah.
this regular season and they're older teams, they just couldn't pull it together.
Mm-hmm.
Islanders obviously changed coaches and eventually ended the season on a run of like 8-1-1,
Still
and that
blows me
got them
away.
out of the playoff race right into the Metro Division spot.
Yeah, still blows me
Saw the
away if that
Flyers fall apart.
that worked. So
Here's what I'm going to say is stupid. is the fact that the Islanders made it to the playoffs at a minus 17 goal differential, and the
Oh,
Capitals made it at a minus 37 goal
that's
differential.
abysmal. My word.
Like, that's just. I don't know how that's possible.
Right.
And
Yeah,
yet,
that's
there it
awful.
is. The numbers
Right.
just staring you in the face.
I
Like,
know. Not
what are you
to
going to do?
put
That
salt.
shows you
Don't.
how messed up the Eastern Conference was, because here's a tip. In the Western Conference, uh, all the teams were plus 21 or better that made the playoffs, and all the teams
Ooh.
that missed the playoffs were minus 11 or worse.
Whew.
So there's a 30 goal point or 30 goal differential swing between the top eight teams and the bottom eight teams in the West, which is
Yeah,
kind of what
that's
it usually looks like.
right.
And
Yeah.
the it looks like in the Eastern Conference, somebody had a deck of cards. They took the top half off and set aside, took the bottom half off, set aside, and then shuffled the middle. And they said, okay, just draw the random cards you need to finish out what you got.
Right.
It's like,
Yeah, we just need two fillers, so yeah, it's fine.
so,
Yeah.
um, I could bemoan the way that the Detroit Red Wings season ended.
I was about to say not to
Was
put salt on the wound, but how low or high is Philly on your poop list now, huh?
it, so this is true of in all sports and all things, right? Is we focus on the fourth quarter, the third period, the final day at the Masters, like the conclusion of all things. And if you just miss at that point, you're like, oh man, it's because on the 16th hole on the last day, or the 81st game of the season, or whatever you want to say. When really, like, everything that led up to that being the case, where it was that tight,
Mm-hmm.
is the true story. Because who wasn't sweating this out was Tampa Bay, was the Islanders, was the Hurricanes, was everybody else that took care of their business all season long.
Yep.
So if you had won some games and played better in some games that you really should have, if you didn't lose to Arizona and Buffalo 3 times in a week, if you had gotten points against the Washington Capitals that you played the 2 weeks
That's what
leading
I was
up
about to
to
say.
those
Mm-hmm.
nights, that there's really no excuse. Like, you basically you deserve to miss the playoffs on the team you're trying to catch winning a game by scoring an empty net regulation goal. Like, you set yourself up. You played yourself, kid.
Oh
And
my
so
word.
I'm actually okay with the way it ended, because it's like, look, you guys got to be serious about winning every single game from October all the way through April. You
Right.
can't take these stretches off, and you got to learn that as a team and as a locker room, so that the intensity is there night in and night out, like it is for the good teams. And you're not going to learn that lesson unless it stinks, like unless
Yep.
it hurts a bit. And so right now it's got to hurt. You got to embrace the suck. You got to
Mm-hmm.
go through the difficult stuff to write your origin story, if you will. And that's what Detroit's got to do this year. And honestly, next year it might be even worse, because I think they might not even be in the spot next year.
Ooh.
I think they probably take a step back. So um,
Yeah, could be.
that's a way too early bold prediction. Um, but
Yeah.
I think
No.
no, I'm okay with the way it ended.
Fair.
It ended with two phenomenal multi-goal comeback wins against Montreal, with last-second heroics both nights, and the games got your heart flying. I had people over watching the game, hooting
Oh,
and hollering.
nice.
Um,
Nice.
so it was great. I had the Red Wings up on the big screen, and then a smaller screen next to that, I had the Washington Philadelphia game. So we're watching
That's
in
the way to
real
do it.
time as the Wings tie the game on Perron's last second shot, and then we're like, okay, mute that, jump over here, and oh my gosh, what's going to happen? Oh, they pull the goal. Oh, they scored it. Okay, we know it's over. And you could tell the moment when the Detroit bench found out that
mm.
Washington was going to win the game.
Uh,
I was like, ah.
uh,
But it made for fantastic theater. It was fantastic theater with my team,
right.
which has not been the case for the last 7 or 8 years.
That is
So
very true. That is very true.
it feels good to care again at this time of year.
Yes. Agreed. Agreed.
Okay, I think I've said my piece.
Cool. Alrighty. Anything then in the east, or shall we bounce to the west?
Let's go West, young man.
Alrighty, in the Pacific, we have the Edmonton Oilers at 106.5.
They ended up with 104 because they
Oh,
clearly did not care the last couple games.
yeah, that's very true. Which that cost us our bet because we both took the over. All right, we got Vegas at 103.5.
They finished at 98.
98. Shoo. All right, well, you took the under on them, so points to you. I took the over on that, so. Yeah. Ooh, the Kings at 99.5.
They ended at 99.
Oops. Ah, that's sickening because we both took the over. Oh, that's disgusting. And again, case for why we don't bet.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, next we have the Calgary Flames at 95.5.
Oh, oh, yeah, they had 81.
Yeah, again, just a bit outside. You took the over. I gave the kiss of death and took the under. So I'm happy, I guess. I don't know. We'll see.
Uh-huh.
Alrighty. Seattle at 92.5.
Seattle was 81 points as well.
81. Alrighty. Hey, things are on track again. We both took the under.
Nice.
Do, do, do. Okay. Vancouver at 90.5. Just
Well, Vancouver ended up at 109.
yeah. Alrighty. Clearly they were underestimated by Vegas. So you took the over. So kudos to you. I took the under. Shame on me. Yeah, that was unreal. Alrighty. Anaheim at 70.5.
The Anaheim freaking Ducks were 59 points.
We both took the under on that one. Okay. And to wrap up, San Jose at 66.5.
That's an extremely low point total, even preseason, and yet they still managed to only get 47 points this year. And so
47. Oh.
as a gold differential of minus, take a guess,
Uh, 200.
minus 150.
150. Jeez.
150.
Jeez Louise. That's disgusting. Alrighty. Anything on the Pacific? Because that would give Vancouver the title.
That gives Vancouver the title indeed. No, I think I'm good on the Pacific, because I'm sure we'll talk more about these teams as we hit the playoffs.
Yep. Sounds good. Sounds good. I don't really have anything I had for Calgary. They rebuilding, and I was hoping for the wild card, maybe the third spot. And they were there for a minute, and then kind of tripped over themselves a few times. So, but we'll see.
Somewhere right around the trade deadline where they said, "Oh no, we're close enough. We're not going to sell anything." Or, well, we sold everything, but then we didn't sell a goaltender because
Yeah,
he's playing.
that was a big
It's like,
debacle.
yes, you kind of fumbled that ball.
Yeah, just a bit, just a bit. So, all right, nothing else on the Pacific then. Oh golly, let's not total that up. That's disgusting. Is that right? That can't be right. You have two and I
That's
have
right.
one.
Uh huh.
Wow. Oof. Okay. The Central. How about there?
Okay.
Colorado, 106.5.
Surely this will be better, right?
Oh, I'm sure it'll be fed. We're gonna go 8 for 8. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Colorado, they finished with 107.
Are you kidding?
No.
We both took the under. Golly, if they got one less lousy point, we would have right. Ugh. All right, Dallas at 105.5.
They were 113.
Cool. We both took the over, so we're good there. Minnesota, 95.5.
Minnesota was 87 points.
87. Sorry, what'd you say for Dallas?
113.
113. Okay. 87 points for Minnesota, so that's points two for the under, and nothing for me because I took the over. Winnie Winnipeg at 92.5. Dum-da-dum.
They were 110.
Yeah, we both took the under on that.
Yeah,
Yowie.
we were big Winnipeg fans.
Yeah, yeah. There's a bold prediction we'll address later, so you know.
Oh dear.
Nashville at 86.5.
Nashville ended up with 99.
99. All right. Hey, look at us being smart again. We took the over.
Oh, okay.
All right. St. Louis 83.5.
St. Louis ended up with 92.
Sheesh. All right. Well, we both took the under on those.
Hmm,
Okay.
we're not very good at this,
Arizona,
buddy.
or the team formerly known as Arizona, at 79.5.
They ended up with 77.
77. All right. You took the over, so no go for you. I took the under, so yay for me. And wrap it up with Chicago at 71.5.
52 points.
Oh, golly. That's terrible. All
And
right.
a
We both picked the
minus
under, so we are good there.
Okay.
So you got four, and I also got four. So that's seven.
Well, whoop de freaking do.
So
But I think
overall,
overall,
yeah, I got 13 overall, and I got 12 overall. Ugh.
oh, hmm,
Blech.
we might not do this again next year, folks, because this ain't good.
Well, if we're this
This
bad
ain't good
this
at
year,
all.
it'll even out next year, right?
I felt like last year we did pretty decent.
Yeah, we did.
I
I think
thought.
we hit at least half, if not a little bit higher than half.
Um, yeah. Okay. All right. So, Western Conference discussion
Okay.
from this season. Is there any topics out of there that you would like to hit on?
Um, just like I said, I can't believe that Vancouver won the Pacific. That is insane to
I was
me.
surprised by that as well. Yes.
Yep.
Um,
And the rather juicy matchup of Kings Oilers again. Woo.
yeah. Yeah. History just kind of repeating, but I guess so long as you have a season that has Boston, Toronto, you need to see that it has Edmonton Kings. So,
Exactly. Exactly.
whoop de doo.
Right.
This also is not the first time that the Hurricanes have met the Islanders.
Very true.
They
Very
they
true.
played each other recently. Um, so should we talk about the elephant in the room in the Western Conference, particularly the Central?
Sure. Let's do it.
Um, what will be difficult to predict next year is the point total for the Arizona Coyotes
Mm-hmm.
because they are no longer an active franchise in the NHL. They have been sold or deactivated, and their players and staff and everything has been sold to Utah, and they are going to have a team in Utah this coming year and for years perpetually going forward.
Mm-hmm.
Just does it affect you in any way?
Not really. I mean, yeah. No.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Um, I'm glad that we have finally hit the point where okay, this thing that has been dying for a while
Yeah.
is now dead.
Yeah.
You know, was the Simpsons meme where it's like, stop it, he's already dead. Um,
yeah.
we're fine at that point. Now, that's not to say there's going to be some Undertaker move again where he's going to come up out of the coffin because they're going to reactivate the franchise potentially in the next 5 years when this owner that couldn't build an arena when he had a team will somehow be able to build an arena when he doesn't have a team. But
yeah.
be that as it may, I feel like this whole thing has happened fairly. It came together fairly quickly from an NHL standpoint,
Uh-huh.
right? From like, hey, this isn't working. Hey, your auction's here. Hey, you don't even have land. Hey, we're still stuck in mullet. Like,
Yeah.
what is this? Um, so very, very interesting. Do you have any suggestions for a name for a team from Utah?
Huh. I mean, I can always go with that. What's that called? The arches or whatever. The brownish, reddish, gray, or not gray, brownish, reddish, orange rocks and stuff that they're
Oh,
famous for.
the
You know?
stuff out in like Zion National Park. Those.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Like, it's Utah, so.
I mean, I think they have
Ugh.
jackals. They're kind of like a coyote, but Utah jackals would be one.
Right?
I think the Yeti is
That'd be
maybe I
fun.
don't know if you're gonna have like licensing issues with like the actual like Yeti
Oh,
cooler
that's
break
true.
or
Yeah.
not.
Interesting.
Or
Probably.
hey, find a way to partner with that, and you call
Uh-huh.
yourself the Utah Yeti, and you're not a Sasquatch logo. You're the logo of a cooler.
That'd
Uh,
be interesting. Yeah, if
that
not, just
that'd
go
be
with
kind of fun.
Sasquatch.
Sasquatch.
Yeah, I have no idea for Utah.
Because I know all the jokes obviously are something Mormon related,
Right.
and none of them are particularly clever, in
Yeah.
my opinion. So now
Eh.
they have the Utah Jazz, and they're the Jazz
Mhm.
because they were a team that came from, was it Kansas City
I
Jazz or
thought it
the
was like New
Louis?
Orleans or something like that, or
Yeah,
Louisiana or
it was the
something.
New Orleans Jazz.
Yeah.
And they just kept the team name, even though there's nothing in Utah to do with Jazz.
I mean, yeah,
Uh,
the Lakers did the same thing, so I'm just kind of lazy, I think.
yeah, but obviously they can't be lazy because the Arizona owner is keeping the naming rights
Hmm.
and all the property of Arizona, like the history and everything in Arizona.
Right.
So, yeah, it'll be it'll be interesting to see. Right now, I'm leaning toward the Utah Yetis or the Utah Yeti because
Right.
technically I think Yeti is its own plural, but
Yeah, sounds right.
we'll see.
Should do like
Uh,
something similar to the Browns, because it's the Cleveland Browns, the Utah Grays or something. The Browns, because
oh,
kind of same history of their team. Just sadness.
the Utah Smiths is also a good idea. Um, I mean, it's the last name of the owner and everybody else in Utah, so like, why not the Smiths?
Right? Yeah.
So,
Yeah, no, I'm definitely curious what they'll name it. But yeah, that'll be exciting.
all right. Then, yeah, as far as the Western Conference goes, I don't have a ton to say. This, I think, though, is the point where we go back through some of our bold predictions
Yeah,
that
let's
we
let's
had
see how
for
we did.
the season and see if anything that we had has anything to do with reality.
All right, so for the Eastern Conference, you had that Pittsburgh would eliminate Toronto. Pittsburgh as the wild card will eliminate Toronto, who won the President's Trophy in the first round.
Huh.
Ew.
Well, that's not going to happen.
That's not gonna happen. Yeah, Pittsburgh didn't even make it, and Toronto did not get the President's Trophy. So, but I liked it though. And mine for the East will not happen either, because I had Boston would be the fourth team to miss the playoffs after winning the President's Trophy. Not only did they not miss the playoffs, they almost won their conference or won their division again. So, but that's why you call bold predictions, eh?
Hmm.
Anything on those two before we bump to the West?
Nope, go for it. What do we have?
All right, for the West, you had the Kings would win the Pacific, which didn't happen, and they would eliminate Edmonton in the second round, which technically they could eliminate them in the first round, so that's kind of a stretch, but
Okay.
so. And then I had Winnipeg will trade Hellebuck at some point, and
Uh,
Binnington will get his fight, possibly against his own teammate, which I don't think either one. Well, I know for sure the first one happened, but I don't think Binnington got his fight.
I would say it was the day before the season opened, they signed Hellebuck to an 8-year extension.
Yeah.
And the way that this season has gone, seeing as he's
Oh,
basically the Vezina Trophy favorite,
yeah.
I'd say they made a good decision.
I would agree. Yeah. Uh-huh.
I still think paying $8.5 million to a goaltender is too much
Right.
for something that can go cold and just fall off the cliff for a couple years and then come back for a couple years. How about Carey Price?
Yeah. Right.
Um,
Or
yeah,
Jonathan Quick
well, got quick, yeah, Bobrovsky.
or Brock.
Like it's a decent list of goaltenders that were like, hey, you're pretty good. We'll give you money. Hey, you kind of suck right now. Hey,
Hey.
you're good again.
Woohoo.
Generally, never all for the same team. So
Hmm.
um, yeah, Hellebuck is the, and I don't know that Hellebuck's game ever has really fallen off. He's really not. I'm just making the point that like
Yeah.
you pay a goaltender that much money, he's got to be consistently 55, 60 games a year and one of the top five goaltenders in the league.
Yeah. I think it was just disgruntled, and I figured he'd be out because
Yeah,
Winnipeg was a big mess for quite a while. The
amazing
locker room
thing
was
happens
not
once
good.
you get rid of Blake Wheeler. Suddenly everything got better.
Weird. Yeah. Huh.
Huh.
So.
Oh, all
Uh,
right.
anything else then
So
for the Western Conference? Because we have our overall predictions to hit.
overall predictions. No, I'll go to the overall
All
predictions.
right. You had there be a boatload of trades earlier in the season.
Hmm. I
I,
don't know. There was a boatload.
I know there were quite a few. So
Mhm.
I,
I guess it depends on what you mean by a boatload. Like I was thinking, like we'd have a Hellebuck trade, we would
oh
have a
yeah,
Shelby trade, we would
yeah,
have a variety of different things. And we didn't really have anything quite like that.
right. So, and mine is still on hold. I said that Connor McDavid will not win the MVP.
Oh, he will not win the MVP.
Yeah, I kind of,
There's no words
I
about that.
I think that's how it's going to, but don't want to horn, toot my own horn too early. But I'll forget to come back
Okay.
to it, so we'll just say it's a win. Okay.
Alrighty.
So, anything else then overall for the East or for the West?
No, I think I've covered the season as it was. Every month and a half or so going along. So I don't think there's too much left uncovered.
Okay, so shall we do our three versus the field now, or do you want to go through our bracket first?
I think we should do our three versus field now before I
Yep,
know how you've already laid out your bracket.
that
I think that's
is
fair.
what I was thinking as well.
Alrighty.
Okay, so I haven't really given it much thought. Have you given it much thought? Or do you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
I can go first. I'm giving you
Okay,
three teams from the Western Conference,
okay,
and you can choose those three teams or you can choose the other five.
okay.
Okay?
Ready?
And so, teams I will let you pick from.
Okay.
And I think I messed this up last year, and I made it really easy for you. I'm not going to do it this year.
uh-huh.
Basically, what I'm going to do
Mhm.
is give you either the Canucks, the Oilers, and the Avalanche.
Ugh,
Or you can have the Stars, the Knights, the Jets, the Predators, and the Kings.
gosh, that one. That's tough because I'm not a big believer in Vancouver, but I
Hmm.
am a believer in Edmonton and Colorado. Gosh, that's tough.
But you don't get the Stars or the
Uh huh.
defending champion Golden Knights.
Yeah, which I mean they face each other in the first round, so that'll Wellens be going away anyway. But Dallas
Hmm.
is looking great though. Man, that's tough. I think I'll take the three.
Okay, so you are taking the Avalanche, the Canucks, and the Oilers.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. Duh. Yeah, that's. Yeah, I'll probably have second guesses about that. So, already for you, sir. I will give you Tampa Bay, Boston, and Carolina.
You dirt. You absolute dirt. Okay. Because, like, the Lightning of Boston do not impress me, but Carolina is, like, absolutely who I'm riding this year.
Mm.
Like, full on. And I was like, so long as it doesn't say Carolina, this is easy. Like, if he gives me, like, the Rangers, this is a slam dunk. And now that I can't have Carolina without also taking on the Lightning and the Bruins, because I kind of have both those guys losing in the first round. Like, mm, screw it. Give me the three.
Alrighty. Let's see what happens then, huh? Okay.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Okay.
So we'll revisit that one after Stanley Cup final and see how we fared. So,
See how it roll. All right.
okay.
Then
Shall we
let us
hit our
have
bracket?
a look and see at our brackets. Now, as a quick reminder, because I think it's going to be hilarious,
Uh,
we at the start of the season made Eastern Conference, Western Conference
oh,
final
we don't have to talk
predictions
about those. We don't
as well as Stanley Cup predictions. So,
we don't have to talk about these.
when we get to our Western Conference finals and our Stanley Cups in our bracketing, we will pick back up at those things and see how we were looking
uh,
compared to what we think today to what we thought back then.
Yeah,
Stay tuned, folks. It's going to be a hilarious
it's
ride.
gonna be a bumpy ride. Okay, so
All right, you got your bracket in front of you?
I do. Yeah,
All
you.
right. Yeah, I do indeed.
Okay, so looks like Central we have Stars and Golden Knights.
So, this is where we get to talk about the Golden Knights a little bit
Hmm.
and the Mark Stone lacerated spleen.
Ugh,
I'll put him on
ouch.
LTIR for exactly the remainder of the regular season,
Which is
allowing
convenient.
them to go out at trade deadline and trade away everything but their first round pick this year because the draft is at the Sphere in Vegas, so they were not going to get rid of their first round pick this year because they want to be there that opening night.
Right.
And I would not be surprised if they like trade up just to make them that's just to be something, or trade back to like the 32nd pick with whoever wins the cup, um, and you know has their own little farewell. I could see Vegas intentionally doing something like that. Like, well, if we don't win the cup, we're going to trade for the 32nd overall pick. I can see it. Now,
Right.
that said, this allowed the Knights to go out and get Hurdle and Hannafin and Mantha to bolster their team for their playoff run. They have not looked like a dominant,
Mm-mm.
destructive Stanley Cup chasing team as this regular season has ended. Given the fact that they couldn't beat the Ducks last night and now have to play the Stars as opposed to beating the Ducks, they could have then played the Oilers. Not that there's a good option in one of those, but I feel like I would much rather play the winner of the Canucks Predators than I
Oh,
would the
same.
winner of the Jets Avalanche.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I think they kind of messed that one up. I think they should have wanted to beat the Ducks last night.
Yeah.
Now, I will say that while I think the Golden Knights and everything they've done has made them a contender, the Stars are just stinking good.
Yep.
Like, deep, can play any way that you want, and uh, the Stars are very good. So I'm taking the Stars. I don't know if there's a team in the West that I would take over the Stars at the start of the
Hmm.
playoffs right now.
Hmm.
It's easy to say that because they won the conference. It's like, oh yeah, they're the best team in the conference, so you're taking. It's like, no, but I actually think they are the best team.
But
Like,
they're usually the best team for a reason. Not always, but usually.
yeah. So I mean, you go from good goaltending to good defense to experienced wingers to skilled wingers to veteran coach to they have the whole playoff package,
Oh
in
yeah.
my opinion.
Oh yeah.
How about you?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I also have the Stars, which that was part of my debate because you didn't give me the Stars for the three, so I was like, oh, I think the Stars are going to the conference final at least. So yeah, no, I'm taking the Stars.
Okay. Jets Avalanche. What do you
Hmm.
like there? Thoughts on that?
I'm gonna go with the Avs. I think this is gonna be a real close one, but I'm gonna go with the Avs on this one. Partly because they were one of my three to actually go, and man, the betting odds are pretty close on this as well. That's tough. Yeah, no, I think the Avs will squeak it out. How about you?
So this is where I'm torn because I'm not sure if the Avalanche have the same motivation. I guess like I
Hmm.
know McKinnon does, right?
Right? Yeah.
Like I know he will drag this team as far as he can. Um, Makar hasn't looked outstanding this year like he has previous years. He hasn't been dominant as he can be now. Can he turn it on in the playoffs? Maybe.
Yeah.
Uh, I think the Avalanche lack the depth they are going to need to go up against one, the Jets in the first round, and two, to make any kind of deep run.
Yeah.
Um, like they're a long way from having the depth they had at their cup run. Also, their goaltending really concerns me.
Fair.
I,
Fair.
I
Fair.
know I know it's not everything, but when no matter who you throw in net, you have to say you have to outplay Connor Hellebuck tonight.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
It's like, um, that's going to be a problem.
Just a
So
wee bit.
I feel like the goaltending tips the balance hard enough for me that I'm going to go with the Jets.
All right. Okay.
Mm.
So, bring us first matchup in the Pacific: the Canucks versus the Predators.
Um, I said this a while ago, and I have to stick to it. I think the Canucks go out in the first round. I said no matter who they play, I'm picking them to lose, and so I'm actually kind of happy it's the Predators because like if it was the Kings
Mm-hmm.
that fell to that spot, I've been like, well, maybe not. Um, but because it's the Predators, I'm certainly willing to take
Right.
the gamble with them and say they knock out the Canucks. And
Yeah.
because it'd be better for that market too, just to watch them go, hey, we made the playoffs. Hey, we're the number one seed in this. Oh,
Yep.
so they might get UC Saros. The
Yeah.
Predators could also get Thatcher Demcode, but
Uh-huh.
Thatcher Demcode hasn't been playing because he's been injured.
I
It's
think
like
he played
go, go
last
with the hot
couple
goaltender.
played a couple games there at the end, I think. But yeah, that's always tough. Yeah, no, I thought about I was gonna have them being bounced in the first round, but I think I'm gonna take Vancouver.
Hmm.
But it's tough. I will not be surprised if the Predators take it.
Hmm.
Ugh. Yeah, just be different. I'll take Vancouver and Evergarden's later. So.
All right. Then Oilers Kings.
Hmm.
Um, I feel like we say it's hard to beat a team four times in the playoffs, right? Like you got to win four out of seven. It's hard to
Yeah.
do that. It's hard to do that back to back years.
Uh-huh.
It's got to be even harder to do that back to back to back years,
You certainly think that,
right?
wouldn't you? Oh yeah.
But at the same time, like
Ugh.
I know that I don't know how much McDavid sitting out recently was he's truly has an injury, and how much was like, there's something there. We're just going to sit him for a few games and rest him before the playoffs. I
Right.
don't know.
Yeah.
It's kind of sketchy. I feel like he's played the whole year injured from whatever it
Oh,
was that
probably.
knocked him out
Yeah. No,
at
wouldn't
the beginning
surprise
of
me.
the year. So the guy
Oh,
has
especially the
never,
beginning. Yeah. Ugh.
um, he hasn't looked as fast and as dynamic um, game to game. There's certain games where like it looks like he's feeling it, or certain
Mm-hmm.
situations where he's out there pushing
Uh-huh.
the boundaries, and he has to try and do that for like 2.5 months now. Uh,
Right.
I but I still can't take the Kings.
Nope.
Like
Me neither.
I just can't.
So I gotta.
They say the best predictor of future events is past events, and
Uh-huh.
past events tell us to take the Oilers.
Agreed. I'm also taking the Oilers. So, all right. So first round, the Atlantic. We have the Panthers and the Lightning.
Panthers and the Lightning. Let's go. I, the Panthers are such a playoff built team.
I know.
Like I don't see them fall. Like I know that series is going to be appointment television, right?
Oh
That's going
yeah.
to be must
Oh yeah.
watch, smash on like it's going to be a war of attrition basically.
Uh,
Um, I still think you take the Panthers.
uh, yeah. I go back and forth on this one. I gotta pick an upset in the first round. Is it gonna be here?
Well, the Capitals are still out there.
I mean, you're not wrong. Stranger things have happened. Columbus did bounce out the Lightning that one year. The Lightning won the President's Trophy, so
Hmm. Hmm.
stranger things have happened. Well, let's go with Lightning, but I might revisit that in before we advance to the next round. So we'll see. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Bruins and Maple Leafs.
The best predictor of future events is past
Yeah,
events.
wait a minute. I feel like we just had this conversation.
I I'll go with the Bruins. Even though there's part of me that hopes that the Maple Leafs win, just
Hmm.
because the the nightmare of media that will happen if the
Oh,
Leafs lose to Boston, whether
yeah.
no matter how many games it's in, it's going to be awful.
Oh, yeah.
Um, and I'm here for all that content because I find it vastly entertaining and hilarious.
The Leafs could
So,
win the cup and there'd still be negative things about it.
yeah.
So,
Uh, however, hockey-related revenue would be through the roof.
oh, unbelievable.
Well, we're predicting like $6 billion this year. Oh wait, the Leafs made it all the way to the Cup. That's $7 billion this year.
Woo! Yeah.
Um, yeah. So I'm gonna go with the Bruins, even though like I'm not super confident in the Bruins. It's more
Yep.
so I'm just not that confident in the Leafs.
Same. Same. I think they're gonna be in their heads too much. And
I will
yes.
say that they're gonna get outcoached because
Mm.
Sheldon Keefe gets outcoached all the time,
Oh yeah.
and Montgomery's a good coach.
I agree.
Okay,
Yep. No, I'm also Boston. If I didn't say that already. All right. So the Metro, Rangers, and Capitals.
Rangers. We don't even have to talk about this.
No, Rangers. How about the Hurricanes and Islanders?
I'm a big Hurricanes guy. This is a team in the Hurricanes that have made playoff run after playoff run after playoff run, same head coach, same core,
Mm-hmm.
and just never had scoring. And this is the first year they went out and got Jake Gensel, and he has scored phenomenally for them. And they actually have good goaltending options this year that should be healthy.
Right.
And so I think this is literally the Hurricanes' chance to storm the field.
Yeah. Yep, I agree. Okay. So for the Central, who is the matchup you have?
In the Central, I had the Stars and the Jets.
Okay. Who are you taking?
I am taking the Stars.
All right. I have the Stars and Avs, and I'm also taking the Stars.
Okay.
For the Pacific, who do you have?
Oilers Predators.
Okay, and who are you taking?
Oilers.
Yeah, should have seen that one coming. I have the Canucks and Oilers, and I'm taking the Oilers.
Okay.
Okay.
So they both have Stars. Oilers has our East Western Conference.
That is correct. So let me update that. So previously you had, well, we both had LA versus Dallas in the Western Conference. So Edmonton be Dallas.
Wait, what did I have in the Western Conference?
You had LA versus Dallas,
Oh, okay.
and that's die for some reason. So we were just a little bit off, but not bad, not bad, not
So we
bad.
were identical in our Western Conference predictions before the season, and we
Uh
were identical in our Western Conference predictions as we enter
huh.
the play.
Yep,
Okay.
I'm sure it'll be fine. All right. So for the Atlantic matchup, who do you have?
Atlantic, I had the Panthers playing the Bruins, with the Panthers coming out on top
Ooh,
because
yeah,
they're a freight train.
that should be a fun one. I decided to stick with the Lightning because I need an upset somewhere, and who knows? I hope the Panthers make it, but we got to pick the Bruins over the Lightning for that one. And the Metro, who do you have?
Rangers Hurricanes, with the Hurricanes coming out of that.
Yep, same here. So your Eastern Conference is Panthers versus Carolina,
Correct.
and mine is Boston versus Carolina. Okay,
And
so
what did I have to start the season?
you had Carolina versus Buffalo.
No,
Huh.
no. There's
Uh,
no way that I have Buffalo.
that's what the document says.
With what? What was I? What was I thinking? My
They were trending in
goodness.
the right direction, so I didn't stop
Uh,
you. I mean, you know.
I, I think I'm smarter now than I was then, because I don't think I'll make that kind of prediction again. Holy cow!
Yeah, it's all right. I had New Jersey versus Tampa, so you know.
Both legit. Like start of the season, like we were both high on New Jersey,
Yeah.
and Tampa's still a really good team. Like they're in the playoffs, and you think they're gonna make some noise in the first round,
hmm hmm
but Buffalo.
Yeah.
What
I think
the
you're thinking they're going to be up and coming team. Nobody's going to see them coming, and pow, 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 pow. Yeah, people saw them
Oh,
coming.
man. Okay, cool. So now we have our cup finals to discuss.
Uh-huh. So yeah, who do you have advancing?
I have the Stars playing the Hurricanes.
Okay. Stars playing the Hurricanes, and I will. Ugh. Pick the most disgusting matchup I can possibly pick in Edmonton versus Boston. Hopefully, the kiss of death will keep both teams out of it, but you never know.
Hmm.
All right, and come on, who do you have prevailing? Carolina.
Yes, I have Carolina beating the Stars.
Okay, and I will say Boston over Edmonton because I think McDavid will be just so tired by the time he gets there, and the goaltending, and yada yada yada. So,
Yeah. Okay.
okay.
What was our prediction? Like, I must have had no way I had Buffalo in the final,
No,
so
no.
I had to have Carolina in the final.
Yep. Yeah, Carolina winning against the Kings,
Uh,
and I had New Jersey winning against Dallas.
okay. All right. Well, we do wrong very well.
Yeah, that
All
we
right.
do.
Um. Cool. Wow. Now then, who are you actually rooting for? So I did two brackets in this ESPN picks thing that we're doing. One
Same, same.
bracket is like this is who I actually
Yeah.
think will win, and I'm doing one that's like this is my basically my who I'm rooting for to win. So what would your ideal uh, rounds kind of look like?
Um, sorry, I have to change something quick because I realized I accidentally picked Boston in the other one too, so I'm changing the other one. Um, oops. Yeah, I think I'd. Only teams I don't really care to see is Boston, Edmonton, Colorado. As far as anybody else, I mean Dallas is kind of on there, but they've suffered enough. I think I'd love to see Florida in there again and try and have another chance. Or the Rangers to go for being a President's Trophy team because that happens like once a decade.
Hmm.
Or Carolina. Yeah, there's not a lot of teams this year that I don't want to advance to the Cup, which is nice.
Nice.
So how about you?
Yeah, I'm as always anti-Stars,
Mm-hmm.
anti-Bruins.
Mm-hmm.
As long as it's neither of those teams, I'm good. What I want to see is I really want to see like all the number one seeds upset. So like in my cheering guy, it is the Knights beat the Stars, Predators beat the Canucks, Capitals beat the Rangers, Lightning beat the Panthers. Just like knock out all the one seeds, boom, right off the gate.
Remember that
Um,
happened a few years ago.
yep,
Yeah.
yep.
The,
Um,
the Flames are part of that one, unfortunately, on the wrong side.
and that will make basically all the teams that win the 2-3 matchups move
Oh,
on to the conference finals because they don't have to go through the best team anymore. They get to go through the four seeds,
right.
and that would give you a conference final of Oilers Avalanche, so a rematch of a couple years ago,
Which that'd be
where
juicy.
the Oilers would have the upper hand. But that's gonna be so much speed,
Oh
like
yeah.
that's gonna be it'd be phenomenal. And then that would leave you with Hurricanes Maple Leafs on the other side,
Oof. Yeah.
which I think would be also fantastic. Um,
Agreed.
Ending up with a Stanley Cup final of Oilers Maple Leafs. The cup comes to Canada.
Finally.
McDavid or Matthews is going to hoist that trophy,
Ugh.
and it's gonna be amazing. And I'd have the Oilers win that, and we can finally like put to rest like all the McDavid talk of like 'cause he has to have a cup, right?
Right.
And so it's like when is he gonna get his cup? Like how about he gets it now, and then he's not trying to get it when I need Detroit to try and win cups.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I can see that. Yeah.
So
Okay.
what's your champion in your fun one?
Um. You know, Carolina. Like I said, I'd love to see Carolina get there
Oh,
against.
absolutely.
Yeah. Winnipeg. I don't really care for Dallas or Vegas to go. I mean, Vegas already won, so I don't need another one. Um, I mean, cool Vancouver and or the Kings or Nashville. I think it'd be fun to see Nashville go again as a wild card.
So Nashville goes, wins the Stanley Cup, and then the management hires you two to come back to the Sphere for one night only, just for the Predators and the Predators fans and
Oh,
family,
that'd be
and any
perfect.
fans want to buy tickets, and it's just this Predators only Sphere event.
Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. Yeah, I would say I'd like to see an all Canadian matchup, but that means Toronto being in it. And I don't really. I'm not ready for that. I'd have to probably unsubscribe from several podcasts and turn off my hockey radio and all that. So, but it would
All
be cool to
right.
see an all Canadian Stanley Cup sometime.
Okay. Cool. Cool. All right. Well, I think we have that pretty well wrapped up.
Okay. Yeah, anything else you wish to discuss, talk about, address?
I don't think so.
Cool.
I think
Yeah.
we've got a pretty good handle on the season. Pretty good. Looking forward to playoffs, and we'll probably be back, folks. We try and jump in after the second round.
Yeah,
I
either
feel like
after the second
third.
or right before the Cup. Kind of depends on how scheduling goes and how the fast or slow the rounds are
You know what?
taking.
You know what it'll be? It will be after the conference finals and before the Stanley Cup, because there is a gap in there of like
Oh
7 or 8 days
yeah. Oh, gross.
between when the conference finals will end and the Stanley Cup final will actually begin. So there's going to be a long stretch of time in there that we'll be able to record. Because
Okay.
sometimes like you get these overlaps of rounds, or
Right.
there's not a day off in between where we can like record like in a gap. There will be between the conference finals and the cup final.
Yeah, no, that'll work
So
then. That makes that easy.
we will
Cool.
be back early June. So a couple months,
All
month and a
right.
half.
Sounds good. We have nothing else then to say. I'm Justin,
I'm Alexander.
and with the Hockey Podcast you're about to hear, we just did. So thanks for listening. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.